What is it that people can do, anybody can do, to move everything they're doing to the next level? It is sad when I see people approach life from a position of weakness rather than strength, disadvantage rather than advantage, chance rather than choice. Many don't actually realize that life can be lived from a position of advantage. And you know what's behind all of that? I can tell you, people go to school and learn almost nothing about how life really works.
Dr. Brian Rubin, leading authority on the subject of strategy, leadership, and personal growth.
Imagine all of the organizations that have benefited from his exceptional insight. Saville Energy Luxembourg, Department of Petroleum Resources, Dolphin Telecom, Trident Energy United Kingdom, Africa Reassurance Corporation, among others. He holds business trainings regularly in Lagos, Dubai, and London for senior business leaders who depend on his insight to resolve their toughest business challenges. Dr. Brian is an advisor to top leaders in businesses and governments around the world. His passion is helping people and organizations unleash their full potentials, outperform their industry, and lead.
Now discover the insights driving the world's biggest names and organizations as you join Dr. Brian for the Brian Rubin Masterclass.
Is value, not products. So you need to think from that perspective. People are not going to buy your product because it's your product. The only reason why they're going to buy from you is because it's going to meet their need at an expected or acceptable level of cost. Anything short of that will be bad market. And now this applies whether what you're trying to sell to people is an idea. Maybe you're looking for investors and you want to sell your idea to these investors so that they can give you finances to invest in your business. Now, always it has to be about value. People have to care about what you call opportunity cost of going along with you. See, if you have a product and you bring it to me and I pay for your product, there is a cost. The cost is not just the XYZ dollars that I paid. Alright? It is also, I am gonna be more concerned about the opportunity cost of choosing to make a decision in your favor. Alright? Then utilizing the resources that it will cost me to go along with you on another thing. Now that's what you call opportunity cost. And that's very important. Assuming I have two proposals from two startups and they're looking for finances from me. I'm an investor. They want to invest. They want me to invest. And I have these two proposals. And each of them is going to cost me, each of them is looking for a minimum of $500,000. And I'm looking at the proposals. What am I going to be thinking about? I'm going to be thinking about which one increases my opportunity cost, which one lowers it. Now, what am I going to be checking? I'm going to be checking if I invest XYZ amount of money, what do I get in return? And what I get in return, is it going to be commensurate with what I would have gotten if I invest in another one? Now, not just what I get immediately, I'm also concerned about probably my social status and a lot of other factors. So all of that comes in determining whether I go along with investing in startup A or startup B, or whether I'll actually say no to each of them. Always, many times, the concern people have is not the XYZ amount of dollars you're asking them to pay. It is always about the opportunity cost. And they're concerned, whether they know it or not, they're concerned about value. value. So as a business person, as an entrepreneur, all right, you've got to also think from a position of value. You think from a position of value. What value are you bringing to the marketplace? And does the marketplace need the value? You see, one other thing you need to understand is that along the same line of thought, products and services are stores of value. On their own, they are useless. The values are stored into them. So I can pick anything and I store value in it. Now, you keep that at the back of your mind, that products are stores of value. There's another thought you also need to keep at the back of your mind. And we're going to tie all of this together as we go along, hopefully. And it is that value not communicated is a value you might consider that it doesn't exist. In other words, if you stored a certain kind of value into a certain product, that's good enough. But except you are able to effectively communicate this value that you've stored to the prospects you're hoping to get, the value is useless and you may have wasted your efforts. Many businesses find it difficult to thrive. Many businesses just merely survive. But thriving, doesn't just happen on its own. It happens as a result of making the right effort based on the right understanding, something like I'm sharing with you right now. So it's very important that you understand this, because when you don't understand the concept of value, how can you expect to make a difference in the marketplace? You just can't. You're gonna be like everybody else. Okay, so you've kept that at the back of your mind that businesses are supposed to sell value because what people are looking for is value. All right? So it doesn't matter whether it is a vehicle you're bringing to the market, or you're bringing air conditioners, whatever it is, or you're bringing heaters or dryer, whatever it is, that product on its own, that computer, all right, on its own, is as useful as the value you store into it. So you take hotels, for example. There are hotels you can walk into, in the minimum you can pay for a room is $300. And there are other hotels you can walk in and you pay $10, offering basically a place for you to sleep. But it's more than that, because human needs differ and people require different kind of things. The needs of a businessman who is traveling is different from the needs of a German in budget who is paying a visit to his maybe girlfriend or something. So these are two different people. So you can't expect the same solution to work for both of them. What a university professor might need in furniture might not be what a corporate executive will need in furniture. So you see, when you're thinking about value, you are thinking about it in terms of who needs it, in terms of their work, in terms of their personality, in terms of everything. And this kind of thinking enables you to segment people appropriately and create the right solutions for them. Because you can create a one-size-fits-all for everybody. Now, what I'm sharing with you is what it takes to be strategic in your business. This is a thinking that makes a difference. This is a thinking that can enable every company to actually win, because you are coming from a position where your concern is how to reach the needs of the people. So you're gonna be innovative. You're gonna care about the needs in practical terms, um, not just in words, but in deeds. Okay, so I said you want to give attention to value. Value, that's what it is people are looking for. All right, whether or not they say it, whether or not they know it, that's what they're looking for. And in looking for value, they're concerned about the opportunity cost of making one choice against the other. They want their cost to be as low as possible. All right, and when I say cost, notice I'm talking to you about opportunity cost. I'm not talking about XYZ amount of dollars. That's something you need to clearly understand, and that helps you in designing products that can actually sell. Now this is very important. Okay, now I said to you that value not communicated is a value that doesn't exist. Okay, so if you have a product, whatever the product is, whatever the solution is, you want to start a church, you want to start a company, you want to send a proposal, you want to, whatever it is, you want to secure a job, so you want to propose a marriage, whatever it is, relationships are built on value. And to propose value effectively, you need to understand the person, the organization, a group of people you're dealing with and what they care about. You need to understand also their capacity. Okay? Keep that at the back of your mind. Now here is something you want to write down, something you want to take very seriously. It is that you cannot capture a value you didn't create. So in business, what we basically do is to first of all create value. And then you capture the value. You put a profit model that enables you to get value back. So you put for the value and you get value back. You understand? Now this is very important. It was Peter Drucker said that the only function of the enterprise is innovation and marketing. So Mr. Drucker taught that all an enterprise does is to innovate, bring in new ways, new ways of solving problems, and let the people for whom the solution was designed know about it. That's what marketing is about. Marketing is telling the people for whom the value is designed about the value you've created for.
Dr. Brian Rubin, leading authority on the subject of strategy, leadership, and personal growth. Would you believe that a dejected young man at the verge of committing suicide could turn up over $25,000 US in 1 year with no office, no connections, no designer suits, and no internet connection? That happened in 1923. Discover his secret in this book and learn how to make your ideas work. To order this book From Idea to Money, please send a WhatsApp message to +27 60 615 7418 or email admin@brianrubin.com. Dr. Brian Rubin, leading authority on the subject of strategy, leadership, and personal growth.
You create the value, you communicate the value, and then you capture the value. Isn't that simple enough? So how is this about? Now, every business, every enterprise, whatever it is, whatever business is a conglomeration or a combination, a careful combination of different sets of activities. Now, these different sets of activities, the summation of them, all right, is what produces value at the end of the day. And value is created at each and every activity. Now, here's what I mean. To make a car tire, for example, you've got to get the rubber, The rubber coming in, which forms the raw material, that's what you call inbound logistics. It comes in, and then you're gonna have to do some warehousing, some production things, and then you're gonna do some operations things. You're gonna do some human resource things, and all of these things, some marketing. All of these things are various sets of activities. You understand? Somebody's gonna have to supervise. There's a supervisor over the production. Now, this is an activity supervision. All right, and then there's a human resources. Somebody manages your human resources, and then the marketing unit depends on them to supply them resources. Okay, and then you have all of this stuff. You have the production operations people, the productions people, the marketing people, depending on these human resources. And then you also have things you call firm infrastructure. You have research and development, and all of this stuff. These are different activities. All right? You think about a financial institution, and you see all of the different activities that take place. Somebody, he has to sit there to talk to customers that are coming in, and then there are those who are in the field. They're called marketers. They're talking to people, talking to clients. They're trying to get them in, okay? And there are those who are the back office, those who processing loan, and all the rest of those stuff. These are different activities. The summation of all of these activities at the end of the day produces value. Now, this value, when produced, all right, you need now to communicate it and then capture it. So I'm saying, in thinking value, you want to think how to do your own things differently. All right, now think about it. I just talked about car tire a while ago, and I said there are different activities from inbound logistics and all of the research and all of that takes place. And what you find is that in each of these activity sets, there are costs, different kinds of costs. You spend money, energy, reputation. Now you understand my holistic view of costs. I didn't say money. I talked about money, relationship, and several other things that go into this human effort. These are costs. And at each of those units, that is at each of those individual activities, that you either create value or lose value. This is very important. I think I did a whole article on this. I think we called it In Pursuit of Uniqueness, and it's published by several news papers and magazines around the world. If you search the internet on the Pursuit of Uniqueness by Dr. Brian Ruben, you should be able to get a hold of that article, or you can go straight to brianruben.com, and or you can even send a request to admin@brianruben.com, and we'll be able to send you that article if you so require it, because that's where you understand the concept of uniqueness and value creation. Because I said it is at those individual activities that take place, that's where you either lose value or create value. Now, the value the company captures at the end of the day is a summation of all the different values that were gained at the different activity levels. Most managers don't understand that. Most business people don't understand that. They are just looking at we spent $200,000 in this particular in acquiring all of this stuff, and then if we can now sell it at say $250,000, that means we made a profit of $50,000. You may have made more if you understood the concept of value and uniqueness. You may have made more money, because chances are there were things you did that you were not supposed to do, things that were absolutely unnecessary, maybe unnecessary because of the market you're serving. You get the point? Unnecessary because of the market you're serving. It was this understanding that enabled a company called IKEA, a Swedish company, a very big company right now. It's a furniture company. But their thinking is, how can we How can we sell high quality furniture to people who can afford to pay a lot of money? Now, everybody will think, that doesn't make sense. How can you do that? But that's what I'm talking to you about, value. So you first of all identify a segment of people and you want to know what they care about and what they do not care about. When you understand what they care about, it makes it easy for you to offer them what they care about. And when you understand what they care about, it also helps you in saving at the various activity levels. For example, the people that IKEA decided to serve do not necessarily need somebody giving them a warm welcome and guiding them through this furniture store to show them the newest furniture that IKEA has made. They didn't need that. They just needed to come in and pick furniture. They wouldn't mind. If they have that, that's fine. If they have it, no problem. So the young man can just stroll in, and maybe with his wife or his girlfriend, and they just walk through, and then they see the furniture, and they pick it up. And IKEA also found out, okay, how do we save space? If we can save space, that means if we could have had just 10 set of furniture in this place, if we can have 50 set of furniture in this place, the cost of our rent remains fixed. So distributed across 50 units of furniture, we are going to be saving money, and that way we can lower the cost of our furniture. Okay, that's a good idea. The only way they found out they could do that was to, instead of having their furniture completely assembled, they decided to have their furniture in boxes. So you now pick this box, and it might be a table you picked up. You go home, you use the manual, you set it up yourself. So they saved on space. You see, now I'm showing you how to think when you want to do a business. Thinking this way, you realize that there were certain things that are not necessary. You don't have to pay for them. You don't have to pay for them. And those who don't think just do everything. And they lose money and not realize they're losing money, and they're wondering, so it's so tough, there is nothing anyone can do. Who told you there's nothing anyone can do? Talk to someone who knows what you don't know, and you'll be amazed at what you can do. So much that you can do without realizing it. So that's how I think about value. So IKEA gets this furniture in a box, and people come pick the box and go home. And they're happy to assemble it because they're getting a very good deal at a low price. Now that's a super example of what it means to think value. In business, you can serve everybody. There are those who you can take care of. Your strategy as a business person is gonna annoy somebody. If everybody loves your company, loves your approach, you don't have a strategy, because that should never happen. In strategy, there are those who just can't. You go to a Sheraton hotel and you realize what I'm talking about. And that's the way it is. You want to pick up an AP wristwatch, you realize what I'm talking about. You want to pick up a Parker pen, you realize what I'm talking about. And you think about IKEA, you realize what I'm talking about. A top executive in a national company may not like IKEA. He may not have the time to start assembling chairs, and then he comes in, he picks up a box and carries it himself. No, he may not like that. So he goes to somewhere else where those things he needs, the values he cares about, are available, and then he's willing to pay for those values. Now this is also what determines the pricing of a product. You want to look at all of the things you're providing. Okay, so thinking about value, you think about creating value, and you think about segments of the population. Okay, do you want to serve everybody? Can you serve everybody? How can you do that? Now, when you have understood this and you've created a value, of course, if you want more information on everything I'm saying, you can go to brianreben.com or send us an email. We'll be glad to provide more answers for you. But I'm hoping that you are getting a lot from what we're discussing right here. Okay, so you begin by creating the value. And I say value is created and lost at the activity levels, not when the product is sold. Many people don't know that. So you want to give careful, detailed attention to the various activities. And you can't do that effectively except you understand the people you are serving, what they really care about. Don't assume, ask, research. You understand that? Because your assumptions might be wrong. You might think that they need what you want, what you think they need, and they just don't. They just don't. So you want to make sure that you do your research. Talk to someone. Talk to the people you want to serve directly and get the right answers, and then use your answers. Don't try to be like everyone else. Now, that's the mistake that many business people make. The idea of trying to be like someone else. The idea of being the best. Successful companies don't pursue being the best. They pursue being unique. That's something you're going to understand. Don't try to be the best. Trying to be the best is a self-limiting approach to competition. Because it means you are on a head-on me too kind of competition. I can do it too, and I can do it better than you. And you find out that at this level, at this dimension of thinking about competition, all you do is try to match the benefits your competitors are offering, and try to match the cost at which they are offering that. So if they are offering a discount, you better offer a discount. Otherwise, everybody will go away. This is what happens when what you're selling is more like a commodity. But remember, I told you, value is created or lost at the activity level. I also say that value not communicated is a value that does not exist. What does that mean? You've created this value and you're going to let the market know about it. That means you're going to do a proposition to them. Do you realize, when I think about proposal, I don't necessarily think about a pen and a paper or something you're doing to present to a particular company. No, I think about it as any message directed at somebody or group of people with the purpose of getting them to take a predetermined action. That's what a proposition is. That's what proposal is about, whether you're writing it or you're saying it. So you're going to be proposing this solution to the market. The market could be investors. It could be buyers. It could be anybody. It could be distributors. It could be anybody. So the question is, why should they respond to you? Well, there's only one reason they should respond to you, and it's because you have what is called a unique value proposition. If you don't have a unique value to propose, nobody's going to listen to you. You've got to put that at the back of your mind. You're going to have what is called a unique value proposition. There is something about your proposition that is different from everyone else. Otherwise, what's the need? Why should someone listen to you? So you just can't say, well, why should we buy from you? Say, well, because our own is the best. What makes it the best? That's what everybody else would say. You see that? So you have to have a unique value proposition. That means a distinctive value proposition. You need to have it. It's not just enough to say, well, we've made the best TV in town. What makes it the best? Is it gonna save cost? Now that's making sense to me now. Say we have this amazing TV that is 2 times less in cost than TVs of the same quality. Now that gets my attention. So we have this amazing TV that will grace your house. This TV has blah blah blah, pixels and all the rest of that. You can connect this and this directly, and this TV is guaranteed to last up to 10 years. Oh, that's getting my attention. There's something unique about this. You see the point? So that's called a unique value proposition. But if a unique value proposition, the purpose of that, remember, is you already have a unique set of activities that enables you to capture value. And to do that, I said you must understand the people you're serving. You understand them, you create a value for them, you communicate the value for them in a unique way. All right? Give them a compelling reason why they have to buy from you. Show them how their cost is lowered by doing business with you. I mean opportunity cost. What's the response? They will buy. Now, also make sure you're talking to the right people, you're directing your energy to the right people, and emphasizing in your communication the things that truly matter to them. That way, you create value. That way, you communicate value. And that's the only way you can.